Yeah, Mr. Ambassador, thanks for having me today, and
Yes.
I hope you're doing okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the opportunity for this, and you are most welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. So, Mr. Ambassador, we know that you are here in Indonesia for your first posting as Ambassador of Pakistan in Indonesia, maybe less than a year.
Yeah.
And I would like to know how do you see Indonesia, and also can you describe about the bilateral relations between both countries so far?
Well, first about my personal impressions, and if I can be as short as possible, I love Indonesia. I've been living in this region earlier, and Indonesia is perhaps one of my best postings so far. And on the bilateral relations, you see, Indonesia and Pakistan has very historical relationship, and the strength of any relationship is basically the strength of the relationship between the people, and the relation between the people of both Indonesia and Pakistan is very deep. It is based in our common culture, our religion, and the aspirations of the people. We have had the same experiences. We both were under colonization. We both won our freedom, and we both helped each other. You must be perhaps you know, and other that we have there were many Muslims from our part of the world who fought alongside their Indonesian brothers in the fight for independence. And the word Merdeka is perhaps the most popular word in Pakistan. We have read it from our childhood. So we know about the independence struggle of Indonesia. And that relationship carried on. The people, there is a lot of goodwill between the people of Indonesia and Pakistan, and that goodwill is translated in the official relationship. So our bilateral relationship is alhamdulillah very good, and we see many good things coming in the future.
So, Excellency, what is actually the focus of your leadership in Embassy of Pakistan in Indonesia, especially to strengthen the bilateral relations?
As I mentioned, the basis of relationship is very strong, because it is based in the goodwill of the people with each other, and that is reflected in our political relationship. Politically, we are very close. We have the same issues internationally that we work with each other. What I think is lacking somewhat is our economic relationship. We have last year we had more than $3 billion of bilateral trade, but since I've come here, I've realized that there is a lot of scope to further increase our economic relationship, and that would be my primary focus, to develop our economic commercial relationship.
Yeah, speaking about the economic and trade cooperation, we know that the sector, the export commodities, now focusing on palm oil between both countries. So do you have in mind about other commodities that potentially to work for both countries?
Yes, you see, in some ways our economies are complementary, but in other ways there is a lot of scope where we can enhance our bilateral trade. One of the handicaps that I have felt is that both our businessmen from Pakistan as well as from Indonesia do not have the market research of each other's economies. So our trade, as you mentioned, palm oil. Our trade so far with Indonesia is in traditional commodities, palm oil, spices, coal, things like that. But we are both very big nations. Indonesia is a very large country. Pakistan is now almost 245 million people. So with such large populations, there is a lot of scope. And to bridge this gap, we are planning to, inshallah, have the first Pakistan roadshow of trade and economics in Jakarta, inshallah, around mid of next year. So that will be going to be a big affair, where we'll be bringing in around a couple of hundred Pakistani businessmen to come and see Indonesia, see the economy, see how the economy is growing, and then find opportunities where we could enhance our bilateral trade. So we have this thing in the pipeline, and we are hopeful that with more interaction between our business communities, we'll multiply the trade relations between each other.
What about the cooperation in tourism sector?
Well, tourism is already it's for Pakistanis. I think the most visitors, the Pakistanis that come to Indonesia, go to Bali directly. So and many people are coming from Pakistan, excuse me, coming to Indonesia. But Pakistan, on the other hand, has some amazing landscapes. We are at the confluence of three largest mountain ranges in the world: the Himalayas, the Hindu Kush, and the Karakoram. They all three meet in Pakistan, north of Pakistan, and the landscape is amazing. There is a lot of tourism starting from Southeast Asia to Pakistan, but not so much from Indonesia. So we are planning to take a group of Indonesian tour operators to Pakistan to see for themselves the opportunities and develop linkages there, and maybe some influencers we will also take. So this is the age of social media, to give awareness about the tourism sector in Pakistan. So this is a very important sector, and we are working on that.
So maybe you can elaborate more about the tourism sector in Pakistan. Maybe many Indonesians that they didn't know that Pakistan is safe to be visited.
Of course, Pakistan is safe. You see, the best criteria. International media is something different. The perceptions created by international media. The best criteria for safety is your own embassy in Pakistan. If the situation is not safe, your embassy would have issued a security alert. Indonesians don't visit Pakistan. That's not the case. Pakistan is a big country, and the north area where the most people from Southeast Asia go. Although we have a lot of beaches and plains, but for the people in Southeast Asia, the most enticing place is the mountains, and we have the largest mountains in the world. So, and it's a very safe place. But the only thing is the right marketing and the facilitation by the intermediary, which is the tourism companies and agents. That's where I think we lack, and we'll be working on that.
Interesting. So, Mr. Ambassador, as we know that Indonesia just have the new government on October 20th this year, I'm wondering what is exactly the commitment from the Pakistan government to work with the new government in Indonesia?
Well, as I said, we have this bilateral relationship where there is no irritants. We do not have any friction, any political or economic issues which create friction between our two countries. That said, the new government, the President Prabowo is a natural leader. I have had the privilege of meeting him, and I find him to be very impressive. He is very open. He has a very good grasp of international relations. He understands the nuances of foreign policy, and I'm very hopeful that under his leadership our relationship will develop a lot. So I'm very confident about the deepening of our relationship during the new government.
So you met Mr. President Prabowo?
Yes, I have had that pleasure.
Did you have chance to share your thought or your expectation or hope with him?
Yes, he's a very kind person and very open. And we, in our meeting, we had a full spectrum conversation, and I'm very impressed by his ideas. I'm very impressed by his vision and how he wants to take Indonesia as well as the bilateral relations. So I am personally I am quite impressed.
Excellency, we know that Pakistan also active in the region. I mean, when we talk about the ASEAN, we know that Pakistan is one of the sectoral dialogues partners in ASEAN. So when actually Pakistan will be the full member of the full dialogue partners in ASEAN?
Well, it's a process. We are a sectoral dialogue partner for quite some time. The issue, I think, perhaps here, if I may be very candid with you, the issue perhaps was that for the past couple of decades, there was too much activity around our neighborhood. There were big wars, and so our focus was more internal or regional in the past few years. But now that we have come out of the wars in our region, luckily, now the government of Pakistan is again looking outwards, and when we look outward from our region, the most important region for us is Southeast Asia, and the most important organization in that context is ASEAN. And since we have a very long-standing relationship with ASEAN, so now we are focusing more in our relationship with ASEAN. After a break of few years, we have started doing joint projects with ASEAN. Last year we did 4 projects, and this frequency will keep increasing in the years to come. And when our engagement with ASEAN deepens, then our full dialogue partnership is easier to materialize. So we are working towards that, and hopefully it will be soon.
Mr. Ambassador, would you like to share with us about the updates of Jammu and Kashmir?
Jammu and Kashmir is it's unfortunately the issue which has held our region from developing. We have, like ASEAN, we have a regional organization which is called SARC, South Asia Regional Cooperation. And SARC has been dormant for so many years. So we as a region could not develop like ASEAN, Southeast Asia did with ASEAN because of this core conflict. You must have heard about the relationship between India and Pakistan. India is a much bigger country than Pakistan, but this issue, which is not for us, it is not an issue about the land. It is the issue about the people. The people of Jammu and Kashmir for the last more than 75 years have been asking for their right to decide what they want. And that is the core of the problem. We want Kashmiris to decide about their future, about their fate. India says, no, we will decide about Jammu and Kashmir. And that is the crux of the problem. India took the matter to United Nations many years ago, and United Nations said, let the Kashmiris decide. But India then went back on its pledge. So that is one issue, and it has been such a big human rights disaster. So many thousands of people killed, the women widowed, children orphaned, thousands more in jails. So for us, it is we have to provide diplomatic, moral and political support to Kashmiris, because that is one of our core fundamental principles, that these people, the Kashmiris, they have the right to be human beings. They are not commodities, and that is the issue. And this issue has resulted in wars between India and Pakistan. It has resulted in the lack of development of South Asia as a region. And I hope that sense prevails and this issue is resolved according to the wishes of the Kashmiri people, and then our region can also develop collectively.
So, Mr. Ambassador, we know that Indonesia and Pakistan really focus and focalizing about Palestine's matter, and I'm wondering, will the commitment of Pakistani government on the side of Palestine will be there until Palestinians get their own independence from the Zionists?
Of course. You see, support for Palestine is again a matter of principle, like support for the people of Kashmir. How can we not support the people of Palestine when we are supporting diplomatically, politically, morally the people of Kashmir? And Palestine issue is even discussed by our founding fathers. So from the very beginning of our creation, the guy who created Pakistan with the help of many other people, since then that time we have as a principle, it is again a fundamental principle of our foreign policy. The support of Palestine will always be there, and this is not just about the government of Pakistan, it is about the people of Pakistan as well. So in Pakistani people, the support of Palestine has always been there and will always remain, like in the people of Indonesia. And both of our countries have been collaborating with each other, working with each other. Both of us are members of OIC, and through multiple forums, be that OIC, UN, or any other fora, we do support each other in the activities to facilitate and help the people of Palestine.
Excellency, before we're closing the interview, do you have something to add?
Well, as I mentioned in the very beginning, in the life of a diplomat, you spend time in so many countries, so many regions, and this is my third ambassadorial assignment, and as I said, it is one of my favorite, because living in Indonesia is a pleasure, not because of anything else, but because of the people, because the people are so wonderful. And as a diplomat, as ambassador here, I wish that during my tenure here, I would do something substantive that would help foster deeper relationship between our two countries. And there are so many parallels between our two countries, and we have so much potential to move forward, and inshallah we'll see that happening.
Inshallah. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you. Demikian pendengar dan juga pemirsa RRI Net, wawancara saya bersama Duta Besar Pakistan untuk Indonesia, langsung dari Kedutaan Besar Pakistan di Jakarta. Saya Retno Mandasari, Pro 3 RRI terus mengudara untuk Indonesia.